Precious. So what we do is that we go around, we ask people questions based on their beliefs. Okay. And then, for instance, when I ask you a question, you respond. You talk about your response. Then you get to ask me any question you want. Is that fair?
Problem, sir.
Okay. So I would like to know before I ask my question, which religion would you say you belong to?
I'm a Christian
So okay. Now my question is, why are you a Christian?
because I'm a child of God. I have accepted Christ into my life, and now I live for Him. I'm a Christian.
Okay. Okay. So I believe it's time for you to ask me.
Okay. So why are there Christians that don't behave like Christians? Are there Christians that don't behave like Christians? Because we tend to see that the reason why Christians were called in Antiochus Christians for the first time was because they behaved like a particular guide who was Jesus Christ. So now we have to emulate his character and behave like him. So my question now is, why do Christians not behave like Christians?
Okay. You have to clarify first of all, but do you mean generally mean Christians or?
People who call themselves Christians.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Even in scriptures, Jesus, one of the teachings of Jesus, it says definitely there will be hypocrites, right? Meaning people who claim to and carry that posture of believers who flow with the flocks, but they are not of Him. Right? Even during the time of Jesus, you will see people who flock with Jesus, see crowd. But in John 6, for instance, right, when Jesus says, if anyone does not eat my body and drink my blood, John 6, and when Jesus made that statement, many people returned back home. And Jesus goes on to say, anyone who my Father has not given me, right, will not stand by me. Yes, I'm paraphrasing now. Do you understand? All that the Father gives me will come to me. So, meaning the one that will not come to Him, the Father has not given Him. So, Jesus answers that question. So, that is why in Matthew 7:21-23, He says, not everybody who says to me, what?
Lord, Lord, that's
Yeah, we enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who what? Do the will of my Father. Because they will come on that day and I will say to them, I know, right? You workers of what? Lawlessness, right? Meaning you are without my law, right? You're without my law. So there will be hypocrites. Jesus answers that question.
oh, do I say get so
Okay, okay. Now it's my turn to ask you a question. So if I'm to return another question, is there an evidence that what will be the evidence? Imagine I'm an unbeliever now. What will be the evidence that you will use to convince me that Christianity is true? Because definitely for you to be a Christian is because you believe it is true. So what evidence will you present to me to show that Christianity is true and making all other religions false? What evidence will you present to me to show that Christianity is true?
Okay, so first of all, Christianity is by faith. Yeah, it's a religion of faith because we believe. That's why we see. We don't see before we believe. Okay, so and Jesus Christ is not just a sick character or something that we just imagine. We see through history that he actually existed, and he's the only person who died and resurrected in the history because their other prophets died and did not resurrect, but Jesus Christ, he resurrected after 3 days. And he not just resurrect and then disappear because it would have been just a myth that, okay, he probably resurrected, but we did not see him again. Yet, still stayed with his disciples for 40 days. So they could see him, they could commune with him for those 40 days. So he not just resurrect and disappear all of a sudden. You get so. And I also believe in one person that can save me, someone that loved me so much to actually die for me because of Calvary. So that's the example I'll present to the person. And by the way he sees me live my life, or she sees me live my life, because I no longer live for me. It's Christ that lives in me and through me. The person doesn't just see me, but sees Christ through me. So that's the evidence of person.
Wow. The irony. I must salute you first of all because we have been doing this for a while, and this is one of the answers that is actually factual. Right? The response you answered now, your response now, do you know you can actually fact check it?
Yes.
Yeah, you said Jesus died historically, he did. Right? And we have testimonies even outside the Bible, right? Which is what you presented. He said Jesus died and resurrected in 3 days. Meaning Jesus makes Christianity true.
Yes, yes, sir.
Without Jesus,
No Christianity.
Christianity will be false. So Jesus makes Christianity true. Huh? And if Christianity is true, it means all other religion are what?
False.
So yeah, I really salute. I really salute. So definitely, you pointed out the resurrection. The resurrection is a historical fact. A historical fact. For instance, now we have Jesus's burial clothes, burial clothes, which we call the Shroud of Turin.
Yes.
You've heard of it?
Yes, on YouTube.
Okay, okay, yeah. So the Shroud of Turin, so it's a historical artifact that we have to now that proves that one of the proofs that Jesus was resurrected, and then also secondly, the one we call the scriptures now. These are the writings of his what? Disciples, right? So we have the letters of the disciples testifying about his his resurrection and event. So very brilliant. So I salute you, precious, for that. So now your turn to ask me a question.
Okay, like the example you gave in the last answer question you answered. So you mentioned that Jesus Christ said in Book of John 6 that all that his father has given to him, as he kept here, as he will come to him and he will keep. So my question now is it that everybody's not given to Christ, or everybody is not supposed to be a Christian? Everyone is not supposed to be a Christian, or are they selected people to these things?
No, 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 not selected. The Bible speaks about overall, especially the New Testament teaches that God so ordained this word in a way, preordained it, foreordained it, foreordained, not even for the preordained, predestined, right? Predestined the word in such a way that in Christ, every creation is supposed to be saved in Christ. But how do they receive that salvation? It's not going to be automatic, right? It's not automatic. They have to either choose it or reject it, right? Just like God created man to either choose him or reject him. Okay, so in Christ, He created that anyone who comes to accept Christ, they will be saved. So, like Colossians, the Bible also answers the question. Colossians 1 20-23, right? It talks about that He died, Christ died, right? And He died for everything on earth, in heaven, all things, to purify all things. Right? So Christ died for all creatures in heaven and on earth, even in heaven, the angels, every single being. Right? But they will have to either accept or reject. Do you understand? So it's different. Christ died for all, but they will have to accept or reject. So in that example I gave, John 6, they were rejecting him at that point. That's what it means for anyone that comes to me, right? Anyone that the Father gives to me will come to me, right? So at that point they were rejecting me. But who knows? Do not tend to assume that maybe they rejected him and turned away for her. No. Just like disciples, there was a point disciples rejected Jesus when they came back. We don't know. We don't know if those some of them or all of them came back later, but we don't know that. But at that point, they rejected him. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, I think.
So right. So thank you very much. I don't. One last question. You mind?
No problem, sir.
Okay. Does the God of Christianity have a name?
He is the I am that I am. You can call him whatever revelation he gives to you. All I think throughout the centuries he has been given different names. But I think Jesus Christ, one of his names is Yahweh, right?
And that's the person of the Son.
So God
Eh,
the Father.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I will. Can you rephrase that again?
Which of them?
When you said talk about Jesus Christ,
About the
you just spoke about Jesus Christ. Yeah, that a name was Jesus Christ. A name was used to point to Jesus Christ. What was that name?
Yahweh.
Was it only Jesus?
I think it's just Jesus. I think it was just Jesus.
Just Jesus.
I think so.
Okay, okay. You're actually true, right? You're actually true, but not only Jesus, right? Not only Jesus, and just as you said, the God, the God in Christianity, right? The God of Israel does have a name, and you mentioned the name. Huh?
Is it the I am that I am?
I am that I am is a title. When you call me a president, that's a title. Or you call me a brother, that's not my name. Or you call me a sibling, that's not my name, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I do have a specific name. So you mentioned the name Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yeah, Yahweh. So, or have you heard of the name Jehovah?
Yeah, I've heard of Job.
Okay, those two names, they come from God's divine name. God's divine name is made up of four Hebrew letters: YHWH, Yehovah, Yehovah. Right? So Yahweh is a form, Jehovah is a form of this name. Right? So you mentioned the name. So you're doing good. You're doing. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. So Precious, have a nice day. Thank you very much.